Hi y'all, today I'm going to show you how to make gluten-free cake donuts. Why should yeast donuts get all the love, right? I don't know about you, but to me there's nothing wrong with a good cake donut. But it has to actually be a good one, not some dry, shriveled up excuse for a donut. If you want really good donuts in about 15 minutes, start to finish, just try these. You won't believe how easy they are with no rolling, no extra flour, so no extra mess. And they're seriously unbelievable, y'all. So let's get into it. It's so simple to make this batter, y'all. And yes, I'm calling it a batter. You'll see in a minute about that. I'm starting with a half a cup plus 2 tablespoons or 125 grams of sugar, a tablespoon or 14 grams of butter, and 3 egg yolks. And I'll just beat this up until it's lighter in color and a little thick, which will take just a couple of minutes. You can also do this with a handheld mixer. It is a little harder though to do it with just like a spoon in a bowl. I've actually done it, but you do need some elbow grease. I'll add in a tablespoon of vanilla. A teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, this is where I'm talking about like lemon yellow and kind of thick. That's what it should look like. Next comes the sour cream. This is 1 cup or 240 grams of sour cream. This is what makes it so light and tender. I'll push this to the side real quick while I mix the dry ingredients together. I have 2 cups or 280 grams of Kim's gluten-free all-purpose flour blend in here. And to that, I'll add 1 tablespoon or 12 grams of baking powder, a teaspoon or 6 grams of kosher salt, and a half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Don't leave the nutmeg out. It really makes a difference. And then just dump this in. I'll do about half so it doesn't go everywhere first. And there's our batter, y'all. So easy, right? I tried these donuts a few different ways and found this was the best way to create the big puffy donuts I wanted. Pipe them. I've loaded my batter into a piping bag and cut the tip off to about a half an inch thick or so. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'll just pipe these onto little squares of parchment. I know many of y'all are going to ask me if you can bake these, and I'll really just laugh because how can you possibly call a donut if it's baked and not fried? The whole definition of a donut is basically fried dough. For real, Google it. So don't bother asking me that because I'm not going to answer that question. If you want to bake them, then you're on your own. Could you air fry them? Possibly. I haven't tried it, but nothing's going to be as good as a true deep fried donut. Before I fry these, I'm just going to dip my finger in a little bit of water, just a very little amount, and smooth the surface so they won't pop open when they fry. All right, let's go over to the stove where I've got my oil preheated in my cast iron skillet this time to 360 degrees Fahrenheit. You can also use a Dutch oven or whatever you have that can hold like 2 inches of oil. And I'll carefully put about 4 of these in the oil. And when I do that, the temp should drop down enough so it's where I want it to be at like 350. And I'll just adjust the heat as they're frying as needed to keep it at a steady 350. I should be able to slide the donuts off the parchment now. If they don't come off right away, just don't mess with it too much so you don't get burned. Give it another like 30 seconds and try again. And I'll fry these for about 2 to 3 minutes per side. I like to use a chopstick to flip them over You can also use a spider or tongs if you have to. I could have put a little more oil in my skillet here because I'd like them to be able to move around a bit more, but it's too late now. I'm just going to go with it. And I wasn't prepared and can't find my spider thingy, so I'll just have to use these tongs to pull them out very carefully so I don't smush them. And I'll put them right on a wire rack to drain and then finish frying the rest of them. Okay, y'all, I made 2 icings. One is a vanilla bean icing. It's thin. That's just powdered sugar, milk, and vanilla bean seeds or vanilla extract. And the other is this wonderful chocolate fudge icing. The recipes for both of these are in the written recipe, y'all, on my website, so they're super easy to make. I didn't think you needed to watch me whisk them together. It's just a simple whisking of ingredients together. Other than the fudge one, you put it on the stove and whisk it for a little bit. But all that recipe information is on my website. I like to dip the vanilla ones completely in the icing so it covers it completely. And I always use my chopstick for this too, but you could also use a fork or your hands. And of course, like true Kim fashion, my bowls are a little too small. I'm just going to go with it now at this point. No turning back. My icing is already in the bowls. And for the chocolate ones, I'll just dip the top in. This fudge icing is so good, y'all. My son said it's just like what he remembers Krispy Kreme's like chocolate dipped donuts to be like. And why not add a few sprinkles to these chocolate ones? But do it quickly if you're going to use sprinkles because it sets up, the chocolate fudge icing sets up really, really quickly. All right, y'all, that's all there is to it. Time to try one of these babies. Which one should I pick? I think I'll go with the smaller vanilla one. It's still not quite set on the outside. When it does set completely, it's kind of crusty and creates like this shell around the donut. Y'all, let me just say that while I absolutely adore my gluten-free yeast donuts, and it is a great recipe, check it out if you haven't yet, these are pretty darn incredible. They're just slightly crunchy underneath that icing, and you won't get that if you don't fry them, y'all. Just saying. But the inside, perfectly fried, perfectly fluffy and soft. Don't discount a really great cake donut, y'all, especially this gluten-free one. Yeast donuts don't have to get all the praise. Enjoy.